Caller 10, these are yours. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
He was placed in an escape pod moments before his home planet was destroyed by the devourer of worlds. On Earth, he is a god among men with superhuman powers. I don't know, at least that's what his will says.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Next week on the show, I will be putting people on my team for our 2024 Polar Blast Battle. My team, the Coxicles. We only have one victory under our belts in a dozen Polar Blasts. 11. This will be our 12th Polar Blast Battle. We go back up to Boston Mills Brandywine on February the 23rd. It's a Friday night. And we would love to have you along. Even if you don't make it on one of our teams, it's a free event. You can come hang. We party in the lodge afterwards. Or you can grab a ticket. You can get an all-night tubing ticket for $34. There's a link there for you to do that. Hit AlanCoxShow.com and then the contest page on the side. This week, you can register to be on Poundcake's team, the Astro Slide. And thank you to Statement Limousine, by the way. They always get us around. So next week, my team will do Bill's team the week after. His team is Ice Is. Mm-hmm. And Mary's team, Snow Babies. Mm-hmm. That last week. I'll have Bush tickets for you next week. They're doing that Greatest Hits Tour with Jerry Cantrell. Mid-August at Jacobs Pavilion. The Al Kaline Trio. You a fan of baseball? They're going to play Friday, March the 8th at the Agora. And there's a show I can't tell you about because it's not being announced until Monday morning.
Billy Joel again.
Another Billy Joel show, this time with Sting.
Billy Joel 2.
Billy Joel is performing at the Grammys, by the way. Making a big deal about that. You know, he put his first new music out in 17 years, and he's getting ready to drop the first new album in 31 years. So they're making a big deal about the fact that he is going to be performing at the Grammys, which are coming up February the 4th. And then he'll be here, of course.
I hope the new album's just all, like, callbacks to his old songs. Like, Piano Man 2, Now I'm Old.
Yeah. Harpsichord Man.
Yeah. I learned another instrument. I'm not going to... Piano Man 2, I'm not going to play as much harmonica in this one.
I think it'd be great if they were all Attila covers. You know, he was in a heavy metal band before he went solo called Attila in the early 70s in New York, where they were dressing like cavemen and they had, like, fur vests on. It'd be great if he just did all Attila covers. So they're announcing a show. It's a pretty good one. It's a big metal show. They're going to announce it Monday morning, and then I will have tickets for you all next week. I would love to tell you about the show. But I have been asked to wait till after they officially announce it. But Monsters tickets and, you know, good stuff next week. Of course, later on today, we will get to the Bill Squire Friday Get Down.
Yeah.
Mary will be back in here. She's moving next week. So Monday and Tuesday, she will be back here in the room with us.
Ooh, Mary, on Monday, you can check out the new Duncan Performance Studio. They're putting some of the... They got it together. They got the sign. I was just in there. Dude, it's awesome.
Nice.
We're going to be able to do some fun stuff.
Yeah, do some live shows in there and have
Very
bands
cool.
and things like that. Yeah.
Very cool.
It's taken them long enough, but
Yeah. But it's going to be worth it because that's going to be a really cool room.
Every time I go back there to look,
The
like
video is
after the
awesome.
show, I'll walk down the hallway, you know, when I'm walking out of the building to go home, and I'll walk past there and look, and up till now, it's just been like, people keep telling me it's coming together, but every time I go down there, there's like furniture stacked, and there's a guy painting a wall. And
Well, they got it together now.
Okay,
and
good.
They got a great video system. The sound is incredible. They still got to build a stage, but it's going to be really cool, and I think we'll be able to do some really fun stuff in there.
They'll have a little riser in there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. The Cavaliers still in Milwaukee to play the second of two against the Bucks. They lost by 10 on Wednesday night, so they'll take another crack at him tonight. I think Giannis might be back in the mix. Darius Garland, Isaac Okoro for your Cavaliers, both celebrating birthdays today.
and they'll be playing against the Bucks for the third time in about 3 weeks with 3 different coaches each time they played them.
Yeah, right.
That's got to be some sort of record.
Yeah, Doc Rivers is heading up the Bucks now. Ty Jerome from the Cavaliers is having surgery on his right ankle. I don't know how prominent of a player he's been for them, but
I wouldn't say extremely
I'll
prominent.
say he's not like a starter, right?
No.
So Cavs Bucks tonight, 8 o'clock is your tip-off. 7:30 is your pregame here on MMS. And you can also listen on the iHeartRadio app. And then the Cavs return to the friendly confines of the Romo Fijo to play the Clippers on Monday night. How are the Clippers doing this season? I haven't really – they're pretty good.
Middle of the pack or above.
4th in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them. People were kind of surprised that after all of the conversations that were being had about Bill Belichick talking to the owner of the Atlanta Falcons that he didn't get hired. They hired Raheem Morris, who was he was an offensive coordinator for the Rams, defensive coordinator. Raheem Morris from the L.A. Rams is the new coach of the Atlanta Falcons. And I guess it just came down to the fact that they're like, Belichick's old and he wants, he's used to having total control.
Yeah.
With the Patriots, he also the GM?
Yep.
So he was so used to that, and I'm sure that was part and parcel of what he would want in a new team. And they were not comfortable with all that. And he was seen because he's old. So I guess he was seen as like a short-term solution. So there were a lot of people at the Falcons front office who were concerned about giving him what he wanted for what would probably be a pretty brief tenure with the team. So they're looking for like a long-term thing, which makes sense. So somebody mentioned that because he's not coaching anywhere, he'll be sitting the next season out.
I mean, there's only
At which point he'll be like 74 years old.
Yeah, there's only 2 more vacancies available it's the Washington Commanders,
yeah.
And then the other one was the Seattle Seahawks. And I don't think he's going to end up with either of those teams either.
No. I think Ron Rivera already got scooped up, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah, I thought so.
By who?
The Bears, maybe?
Oh, it was like
he played for the Bears. I mean,
but not as a head coach.
No, I don't think so because they still have Eberflus or whatever.
Yeah.
People are saying that maybe the Eagles should grab him. I don't know. Whatever.
Grab who?
Ron Rivera. In some capacity. I don't know. But, yeah. So, Atlanta Falcons fans. And again, the Falcons are one of those teams where I just...
They got a lot of talent on that team. They need a quarterback, but there's a lot of good players on that team.
But, I mean, even the history of the Atlanta Falcons, at least in my mind, listen, I'm sure they've had a lot of great players. You think of Michael Vick. I mean, who's another prominent player for the Atlanta Falcons that you can conjure up in your brain?
Deion Sanders, Matt Ryan, Antonio Gonzalez, or Anthony Gonzalez.
There you go. That's more than I got.
Yeah.
I mean, Deion Sanders was there for a cup of coffee, though, wasn't he?
I mean, he was there for like the beginning of his NFL career. That's like where he became like made a name for himself.
Yeah.
I think he was there for like 3 or 4 seasons.
They got a woman. This Stanley Cup thing is not slowing down. It might have kind of blown up on TikTok and it went supernova, and then a lot of people weren't even aware it was a thing. But they're still scooping up people who are stealing lots of these cups. And they got a woman who stole $4,000 worth of Stanley Cups. These hot pink mugs or whatever that people they're just insulated mugs that through the power of social media have blown up into something completely different. Now, she didn't steal the Stanley Cup.
Right, that's different.
Right. She's not like the 99 Dallas Stars stealing the Stanley Cup.
Take that.
You know the Sabres got robbed, Bettman. Don't lie to me. No, she took $4,000 worth of Stanley Cups. They found them in her car.
They should start calling them Cups of Stanley.
It's very confusing.
So it's not as confusing.
Very confusing. Well, this woman stole the Stanley Cup. Stanley Quenchers are the actual names of them. That's a little, I don't know. But the Stanley Quenchers are being stolen pretty rapidly and frequently. Again, I don't know why is that all it takes now to blow something up is just people in line on TikTok and then other people like lemmings go, well, I need one of those.
I mean,
Are people's lives so perpetually bankrupt that they go, well, I already have a cupboard. I mean, anyone open your cupboard and tell me how many mugs you've got and how many like things for coffee for people who drink coffee and people are standing in line to get these.
people like a trend. People hype is everything.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Because then there's
it makes
others
them
of
feel
us.
like they're part of something, that they're better than somebody.
Well, because
This is more like Poundcakes. Like, you like to feel like you have something that other people can't get, right?
Yes, but if it
But
were,
a lot of people have these. That's the point. Like, at what point is it not rare anymore? Like, I hate these stories about like girls in school getting made fun of because they don't have one, and these
Well, but that's
you know.
that's the culture that is obsessed with this kind of stuff, where it's like a middle school girl has to have this, or else she's ostracized because she's just got a regular Yeti now.
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not cool. You need a Stanley.
And those aren't cheap either.
Right. But it's not what they want. If you got a middle school girl a Yeti instead of a Stanley for Christmas, she'd be like, well, this solves nothing. I'm trying to impress these girls.
Solves
can't.
nothing. Yeah.
I'm not getting this because I want my water to be cold or hot. I'm getting it to try and impress people.
and fit in.
I see. That's what it is?
Yeah, my 12-year-old niece had a Stanley Cup on her Christmas list. I'm like, I'm buying you a $40 water bottle. You don't
Oh, so
need
she
it.
was like ahead of it because I don't even think this was on my radar until I started seeing people
they're-
line up
Oh,
in
I've-
Starbucks.
I've-
They're a big deal. They've
This has
been
been going
trendy for a
on
long
since
time.
like I first heard of it in probably October.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Right
so
in time for
dumb.
pumpkin spice latte
Mhm.
season.
Like even those Starbucks cups that have like the bedazzled cup and it has like the logo all like decorated. I'm like, bro, you literally, so you're just only gonna put you can only put Starbucks coffee in that cup. Any other coffee is gonna be insignificant and not worth the $20 you paid for that cup. So I'm frugal even when it comes to that. So no, I don't even do that. All the mugs I drink out of for free, like it, I don't care that much. But Teenage Cody definitely would have cared.
A lot of videos where those Stanley Cups are testing positive for lead, people are saying. Well, that's the irony, right?
Population
I mean,
control.
population
Literally,
yeah.
that's what you're lining up to seal your fate. Good.
Lead poisoning. Well, listen, anything like that that's like mass produced, they're going to cut corners probably from the jump.
Why though? They don't have to cut corners. Like you can.
Because the more corners you cut, the more money you keep. That's the fundamental point of business.
you're making
any business. Keep it in the black. That's all that matters.
But you're making a cup. Like it
Doesn't
doesn't
matter
have
what
to
you're
be
making.
Poisonous. Like it doesn't.
Doesn't have to, but it's cheaper.
It's cheaper to make it deadly.
Well, not deadly, but I'm sure that's a cheap way to make them. And so that's all they're concerned with. And they go, well, what about X, Y, and Z? We'll deal with that if it becomes a problem.
I want to know the.
And if it does become a problem, we'll weigh the cost of that problem against the cost of changing the means of production.
I want to know the people that are just overworked and stressed making these damn cups, and then they quit, and then they take a couple cups with them, and they sell them like, hey, I got the Stanley Cups. I quit. Like, I'm selling these on the side till I get myself situated. There's some Stanley Cups on the black market, or there's counterfeit Stanley Cups where it looks like it, but something's not quite right.
Slanties.
Yeah, the logo's just a little off. Slanties.
Look at my slanty quencher. Yum. I'll tell you why they made them out of lead. So Superman can't see through them.
Oh. And why would he want to see through them?
Because he wants to know if they're drinking coffee or tea.
That is one of his big things.
Yeah, don't
Would
you
he be
remember?
able to tell?
Don't you remember
Just
Action
visual?
Comics? He was a coffee guy. If you found out you had tea in your
I'm
thing,
not saving you.
that's right. Yeah.
Not even worth it.
Nope. Lois Lane was a coffee achiever. That's why he liked her. Jimmy Olsen, tea guy. He just looked past it because he was a youngin'. Al, don't forget Brett Favre got drafted by the Falcons.
Yeah, and then traded to the Green Bay Packers
Oh, he played for the Packers?
for a little bit. Before he showed his wiener to that lady on the Jets.
Yeah, to the Vikings.
was
I thought he showed her the wiener when he was with the Vikings.
No, it was with the Jets.
Oh, the Jets.
That was such a sad little wiener.
Boy, that went away, didn't it? Remember
It
when they
really
were like,
was.
oh, Brett Favre stole money from the state of Mississippi to get a goddamn hockey rink for his daughter or something.
Yeah.
Boy, that went away real fast. Mississippi dead last in everything because they don't have money.
That wiener definitely looked like it belonged to Brett Favre. Like it was just like wrinkly, like it's just been
Like a
through.
ginger?
Well, he wasn't even like all the way hard, and then he's also got gigantic hands,
Like
and he's
it-
holding
yeah,
it, so
it
it
just
just
looked-
makes
just
it look
looked-
even smaller.
I didn't see it.
It
It's
looked
not
like
anything great.
it looked like it had just been working in a mill for like 50 years. It like smokes a cigarette. like,
Working in a mill.
It looked like its penis that penis had been through the ringer. Like it's just like
It
I'm
looked
done.
Probably
like his-
had.
I'm
I mean,
done.
it's been like it literally looked like his D had been in the dirt.
like it's like I'm tired. It's been I'm old and reliable.
like he was a day away from retirement. I'm too old for this shrimp.
Like it looked like Brett Favre's penis. Like just with his grays and his skin
Yeah,
tone
like it was rubbing against the inside of a pair of Wranglers.
for years.
Wearing Carhartt condoms.
Like I have had it.
My Wrangler U-shaped jeans are just good enough for my little
Pushed
wiener.
it to the brink.
Yeah.
I don't ever want my penis to look like it needs like workman's comp. Like I don't want that.
I mean, that's a good thing to want to concern yourself with, really. A wiener needs a workman's comp.
My wiener's about to sue
Unions.
you for all you're worth. After all the years, it developed. What do they always talk about? There, if you were hurt in a car accident, like, or if you were.
You
You drank the water from
Yeah.
Camp Lejeune.
you're entitled to compensate.
You're entitled to significant compensation. Was your penis poisoned at Camp Lejeune?
His penis looks like it yells at vibrators, going, "They took our job."
These foreigners.
These foreign penises coming in here and doing things that American penises don't want to do.
Yeah, usually I'm really excited when, especially someone of a quarterback, like a quarterback's penis leaked. Oh, that's like headline news. So I was so excited to see it. And then I looked and I was like, I wasn't even sad. I was just like, I'm not so excited anymore.
No, but you want a kid out of college. He's 55 years old.
But it didn't leak when he was 55. It leaked. That was like 10 years ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that was like
Oh,
when
it
he was
was
in
really?
his 40s. Yeah.
So-
Oh, I thought it happened a couple years
So-
ago.
No, that happened like 2009 or 2010.
Oh.
Like it was a
Okay.
flip phone leak.
I was gonna say if Tom Brady had a nude leak, like it doesn't matter. He could leak it right now, and I would still be excited to see it. But like Brett Favre, like I didn't know him that well. I only knew that he was a rich and famous quarterback.
I was
I'm
going to
like,
ask, did you even know who he was?
No,
Okay.
no. But I find out quick when I find out there's a nude leak, and I was just, ooh, let me see. I was like, oh, God bless him. Like I was like, God bless him.
Now,
he's
do
doing
you
his thing.
do, in what order do you do the Wikipedia search? Before or after you look at the D?
I Google the name first, and then I look up the D.
Where were the photos? I never saw them.
It's on
or-
Deadspin.
Or yeah, you could just type
Deadspin.
in Brett Favre nude leak or penis leak, and
I
it,
see.
it pops up.
It's his medical report. That's not what I meant by Brett Favre penis leak. That's no good. You got to put the word photo in there at some point.
His penis said, "Heck no, I won't grow
That's a HIPAA violation.
until I'm paid what I'm worth."
Wow.
That's okay. I mean, it's still Brett Favre. I'm sure he gets laid by the fact that, like, I'm Brett Favre. Like, of course you're gonna sleep with a quarterback, a rich quarterback.
He was in there
But-
something about Mary.
But no one's like, oh, that's so hot. I can't wait to have a night with that. You're just like, oh, it's just Brett Favre. Like,
Is he still married, or did that whole thing?
I don't know.
Yeah. What about Brett Favre? Okay, I'm going to break. Want to go see Rob Schneider? I don't know if he's got any penis photo leaks online. He's a small guy. Rob Schneider is doing a stand-up tour. He's going to get to MGM Northfield Park not long from now. So if you want to go see him, I'll have a couple of tickets for you. After the break, another $1,000. 4:30 and 5:30 are your last two chances to win this week. That $1,000 from the Buzzard bookie coming up.
The Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show on iHeartRadio.
From the Mr. Hero
I crave the hero.
Weather Center.
WMMS weather.
Tonight, there's a dense fog advisory, a low in the upper 30s. There will be fog tomorrow with a high in the low 40s. Then Sunday, rain possibly mixed with snow showers. Sunday's high, upper 30s.
This report is sponsored by iTeak. Get a whole new look at IT. We've got your eyes and your style covered with world-class vision care. Schedule your eye exam today at iTeak.com. iTeak. Love your eyes.
Your afternoon drive is brought to you by the Ken Ganley Auto Group, Ohio's #1 automotive retailer.
This is your Friday Sports Minute brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Big